Welcome everybody, my name is Jacob Ferguson, welcome back to my channel, and we are going to be talking about Season 16 on this channel for as long as I can. There's 16 episodes, so that means 16 weeks of videos. I was going to do this when both parts came out, but I'd like to talk about each part separately just so that way I remember everything, and it is fresh in my mind today, so let's talk about it. Episode 1 was okay. I think in terms of premieres, it lacked in a couple areas. I'm getting tired of the double premieres. Um, I think last time it was needed because it was such a big cast, but now it's like, okay, we get it. Like, nobody's going home, and even if you did eliminate somebody, they'd be coming back. It honestly, I didn't much care for the double premiere. I think that this especially with Charlize Theron could have been like the main premiere, and I would have been fine with it. Um, let's start with the mini challenge. The mini challenge was the porch photo shoot. I'm gonna start going down each queen and just do their mini challenge, maxi challenge, and runway all together. So I'm gonna start with the winner of this week. Spoilers, it's been out for a day, so if you don't want to watch this, don't watch it yet. Let's talk about Safira Cristal first. I love Safira. She and the second place of this week really are kind of the most experienced in my mind of the group this week. Um, she definitely gives sort of Tamisha Iman vibes, but also like she's her own separate person. I loved her outfit today. Yesterday, it was yesterday. Loved her outfit this episode. Um, it was blue. It was beautiful. Her confessional look gives me Genie from Aladdin vibes. It's she's just a really like exquisite queen. She won the photo shoot. I disagree with that. I think that somebody else should have won the photo shoot. But she was, I mean, she was good. So yes, Safira gets, I'm gonna call it cream and crust. This time. So the cream of the crop and crusty musty. I don't like it. She gets a cream of the crop for her entrance look. Um, I'm gonna be like giving out an award for the creamiest queen. Yeah, gross. Um, of the episode, so stay tuned for that at the end. Um, her talent show, she did a sort of a opera, funny opera singing thing. I really enjoyed that. I think that it was funny. I think that it was well done, and I liked her opera voice. I think she knew that since Monet Exchange did opera, and she did it straight up, she needed to do something that was funny to get the judges' attention, and I think she did that. Let's talk about her runway look. I liked the runway look. And I'm glad that they did started with reveals. It's not like best drag. It's like no, do like a different runway category. So reveals. I didn't like the boobs. Here's the thing. I'm not a boob. I'm not a boob hater. You know, Jimbo can have big breasts. That's fine. But I just think that it was unnecessary for the outfit to reveal to the boobs. I think that it was fine the way it looked originally. But I do have to say that she sold it on the runway. And once we talk about the lip sync at the end, I will talk more about that. So Safira gets a cream for her talent show and her runway tonight. Let's talk about Q, Kansas City, Missouri. The only drag show that I've ever been to was in Kansas City, so anytime there's a Kansas City queen, I'm like, yes. Like with Cynthia Doll. Cynthia Doll was actually was the first drag queen, besides the Horror of '84, that I'd seen live, because she was in the same show, and she was the first performer of the night. You know, The Horror of '84 had already done her set, but Cynthia came up and did hers. And when she was announced on Dragula, I was like, oh, thank God. Somebody I know. So Q, I didn't know before this. I didn't know she was that much of a seamstress, but good for her. Her entrance look, it's gonna be a crust. I think it's okay. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't tell me about her that much, but I mean, she looks good. The photo shoot, she really didn't do anything that memorable, at least for me. Um, so I mean, I guess it's a soft cream. I don't know. Um, let's talk about her talent show. This was the best talent show that I've seen in a while because it wasn't just a bitch track. It was fun. It was unexpected. Um, it was just really cool. My brother and I watched this together. I forced my straight brother to watch this with me. I don't force him; he wanted to, but he watched it with me. He goes, "For the first time in my life, I'm fucking speechless." Like it was so special, and to see Q really like do that sort of stuff, it was special. I really enjoyed her. On the runway, it is probably the best outfit on the runway. Charlize Theron was there, and it was an homage to Huntsman Winter's War, or Huntsman, just Snow White and the Huntsman. I enjoyed it. I think that she did a good job, and when she said that she made it herself, I was like, Jesus Christ, that is amazing. Um, she gets a cream for her runway, cream for her talent show. Um, yeah, she's a good egg. Not talking about her head, of course. So in number three, I put Dawn. Dawn is probably one of my favorites of the season. She's not like my diehard favorite, like so many people love her. She gives me very much Willow Pill energy. She gives me like small kid, unassuming, but I'm gonna make it to the finale, and I wouldn't be surprised if she did make it to the finale. Her entrance look is a cream. I love it. Um, she gives off this energy of like just chaos, and I love that about her. Um, as for her talent show, it was the Elf Bitch track. Amazing. I loved the arm thing. I love her, like her style and aesthetic, and it's something that we've seen before ish. Like I think that when I think of like odd stuff, I think Evie and Willow, both who won their season, mind you. And I think that she is definitely branding herself as like this kooky queen, and I'm so excited to see her bust out of that and give glamour, like more glamour than she's already giving. As for her runway, it is also a cream. I love the abominable snowman thing. She was giving very Smallfoot when she took off the mask. I have not seen Smallfoot, but I know Zendaya is in it. And they kind of look like that almost. So yeah, Dawn was one of my favorites, and it could have been either Saphira or Dawn for me. I think that both of them really did well, and I can see them going far in the competition. Now let's get to the ones that I personally just either didn't care for or didn't really remember. Let's start with. I'm trying to think which is. How did I rank them? Let's start with the mandatory meeting. A mandatory meeting, it's crust. It's crust almost all the way through. Um, I think that Dawn should have won the photo shoot. By the way, um, I didn't like her entrance look, especially Morphine pointed it out. I had pointed it out before she did to my brother. If you're wearing a breastplate, please put a necklace on it, because I had the same problem with Alexis Michelle in the RDR Live challenge. you can see the delineation of skin tone, and it takes me out of like anything. I just keep on staring at it. So maybe like putting like a piece of jewelry there, to complement the look also would have been nice. She kind of was like, okay, it's a mandatory meeting. As she's kind of grown on me though. Honestly, I don't want to be like rude or anything like that to her because I think that she's awesome. But like I didn't get a good vibe from her when I first watched it. But like after her that runway, I was like, okay, yeah, she's okay. Um, I think that the late reveal of the kitty was great. I think that this is what Amethyst should have done. You know, there were certain parts of the song where I'm like, are they going to reveal the kitty now? Or no, just yeeting the kitty on stage, too. I'm like, where is she hiding the kitty? And then it just comes like softball in and lands, and then she hits the split. I'm like, wow. Sorry. Ooh. Oof. Lord have mercy. Um, I got into a coughing fit there. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed her performance. It was a cream for me. Her runway. Here's the thing. It wasn't bad. Oh, when I coughed, it like my tears. Ugh. It wasn't bad. It also wasn't great. I think that it was odd. Also, the fact that they kept in the original, like, can I do that again? Really, just take the wig off. You don't need the wig. Especially since we know it comes off. Just, you don't need the wig. If the makeup underneath the reveal was better, I think it would have been a stronger look. But because the makeup looks like Dusty Ray Bottoms did during her Feathers runway, um, not my favorite. So, um, for me, the runway gets a crust. Sorry. Um, let's go on to the bottom three, at least for me. So, if you've been keeping track, Morphine, Tsunami, and who else? And Mirage. Sorry, I forgot about Mirage. Let's talk about Mirage. Why don't we? Um, Mirage's performance. So first off, Mirage's entrance look is a crust for me. I didn't like it. Mirage gives me Jade Sotomayor vibes, and that does not bode well for Mirage. I don't necessarily know where Mirage is gonna place. All I know is that based on this first episode, she's gonna have to do, at least for me, a lot of like convincing to see why she should be in the top four. Um, for me at least, I just didn't get like a winner vibe from her right off the bat. Her talent show was okay. Everybody was eating it up on Twitter, and I was like, okay. I mean, it was okay. I still would have placed her low over a mandatory meeting just because Amanda's talent show I think was a little bit better. Just in my opinion, of course. That's just my opinion of it. Um, her runway. What was her runway? Right, the big orange and blue ruffles and stuff. It was a good runway. I give it a cream. It was good. Mirage, though, I don't know if she's gonna last that long, and if she doesn't, that's fine. If she doesn't, that's okay. She's on the same kind of level as Actually, she should have been safe in a mandatory meeting. Should be low, based on my thing, because she got two creams and a crust, and a mandatory meeting got two crusts and a cream. So, let's move on to Tsunami Muse. I don't know what people's problem is with Tsunami, But I'm going to tell you right now, if any comments come underneath my post saying Tsunami is bad, no, she's not. Just because you disliked her mother on her original season does not mean that Tsunami is like her in any way, shape, or form. Tsunami, though, had probably the worst showing. Her entrance look was a cream. I'll give her that. But her talent show and runway, I just did not enjoy. I just didn't enjoy them. I'm sorry. I thought that in the originally when she was like, "Is that RuPaul? Is that Michelle Visage?" Oh my gosh, like all that. I thought that was funny, but after that, I was like, okay, it's just another bitch track. Okay. The the runway also wasn't that memorable. I'm sorry, Tsunami. I love Tsunami Muse. Don't get me wrong, but it's a crust for me. Both she gets one cream and two crusts, just like a mandatory meeting. They are on the same level for me, at least. And let's finally go to Morphine Love Dion. Now I'm gonna try and be as nice as possible about this, but I don't remember anything that Morphine really did besides say that she's the BBL queen. And here's the thing, that is not a personality trait. That is also not a character development. That is just something that happens. You got a BBL. Okay, you got a Brazilian butt lift. Okay, we get that. What else are you bringing to the table? I think she did okay in the photo shoot, but I don't remember what her outfit was. As for her talent number, again, even though I just watched it yesterday, it just didn't stick with me. I think it was the Latin number, um, which is good. I'm glad that she was showing off her heritage and her culture and all of that sort of stuff, and I appreciate that. It's just, I just don't know. I don't know. She like Mirage is gonna have to take a lot of convincing from me, and it isn't because of any like ethnic anything like that. It's just I don't really remember her, so it's gonna if she makes it to like the top four, it's gonna be like, wow, okay, good for her. But I honestly don't necessarily remember what she did. I remember her runway was the towel into the bathing suit though. Okay. All of it is crust for me, and I am so sorry to say that because I think that she looked pretty on the runway. We just need to see a lot more of Morphine's personality because right now she's making me sleepy like Morphine usually does. So, no hate towards Morphine, of course, I love her. The only thing that stuck with me was the fact that her parents didn't know that she did drag. And were kind of like, see, like, we don't want to hear about it, we don't care about it. I think that if she really, really, like, goes into her backstory a lot more, we're going to get to know a lot more about her. But until then, and next week she's not even featured, I think that it's going to be like a sort of either it's going to be a weaker showing for her. So I hope that she steps it up. Now, let's talk about my ranking for these guys. So, in first place, we have Sapphira for them. For me, I would have put Q over Sapphira in the ranking. So, their ranking, my ranking. So, Sapphira was number one for them. For me, it was Q. Second for them was Q. For me, it is Dawn. Third, I guess for them was Dawn, based on the judges' critiques. Third for me is Sapphira. Fourth for them, based on the critiques, I think it was either Morphine or Mirage. It was probably Mirage. For me, it is also Mirage. Fifth for them was Morphine Love Dion. For me, it is A Mandatory Meeting. Sixth for them was A Mandatory Meeting. For me, it is Tsunami Muse. And seventh for them was Tsunami. For me, it was Morphine Love Dion. The Raider Queen system was kind of meh. I think that we knew who the top three were. Why not just do that? Or if you're going to rate a queen, put them in the bottom and then just say, nobody's going home. But these would have been the bottoms. I also wish that they had revealed who, like, what was rated where. Like, who got the least amount of, who got number 7 the most. That way we could see, like, a future conflict brewing. As for the lip sync, Break My Soul by Beyonce was played. Um, I don't think it was the best song to start out with. Um, just in general, like, I get that it was a very popular song last year, and it still is kind of a popular song this year. I, it's a good song, but I just don't think that either of these queens really handled it like it should have been handled. Um, I think that the boobs were funny, but like other than that, it was a fine lip sync. But I know these queens can do better, because that's what we do. They perform. That's what we do as entertainers. We perform. Um, and they wouldn't have been on Drag Race if they didn't have some performance to them. So I'm excited to see next week. We have Plasma, Megami, um, Nymphia Wind, Geneva Carr, Plain Jane, Mihia Amon LePage, and Hershey LaCour Sorry, I had to go do something. Um, so I'm very excited to see that next week. Um, Congrats on season 16, y'all. We did it. We have 16 years of queer excellence coming at us through drag, so that's great. Next week we will recap that on Saturday. Until then, I have been Jacob Ferguson. If there are any videos that you guys want me to make, I have like a couple of ideas swirling around. Some of them having to do with Drag Race. So if you have any like video ideas, let me know. Or if you want to know my opinions on things or something like that, let me know. All right, I will see you guys later. Bye.